Do you ever wonder why your life seems like it's in this pattern that keeps repeating itself, or why you keep sabotaging your own goals in life and why you are your own mountain? I think that is something that I have realized in 2024, and to make a really long story short, the reason that I got here, and I feel like might resonate with you, is that I was diagnosed with several autoimmune diseases, and I was on a long road of healing and recovery, and I just kept hitting a brick wall. I was doing all the protocols, I was seeing all the professionals, and it wasn't until I was actually talking to my naturopath at the beginning of this year, and I'd been using her for the last several years, and she said, Jess, I cannot take any more of your money because you cannot move the needle in your health. You cannot heal until you do nervous system regulation. And I was like, what does that even mean? She was like, you're so stressed and you're not getting to the root. You're not getting to the point. And so I was like, okay, respectfully, I respect you. Let me go all in. So I'm reading books, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm watching TikToks, and I figure out my own step-by-step on how I'm gonna do this. And so I started implementing the nervous system walks over the spring and summertime. And when I tell you, life-changing. I had never felt safe in my entire life. I know that sounds like the most dramatic statement ever, but I honestly never felt safe. And so doing this practice, I felt safe for the very first time. And when I tell you I didn't feel safe, I mean, I didn't feel safe when I'm sitting on the couch at the end of my day with my husband, my protector, with my family, and we are in this warm house with warm food and water. I still didn't feel safe. How ridiculous is that? Well, it's not ridiculous, but I'm telling you that there's a reason. And so I learned that our minds, I literally went down this whole rabbit hole of neural plasticity and the brain. Like if I could go back to school, I would so go back to school to learn about neuroscience, because it's absolutely fascinating and it has redefined my life. So your mind is like a computer, and what do we do with computers? What do we do with our cell phones? We update. We update often, actually. And I hadn't updated my mind probably since I was 5 years old. I allowed the programs that I was programmed as a young child to completely run my life. No wonder I couldn't redesign the life that I wanted. Now, through this practice, I actually fell into shadow work, or shadow work found me, and I found that there were some really ugly parts of me that I was so mortified for the world to know. I was so mortified to be seen and to be heard for who I truly am, because that's weird and not cool. And so I went all the way in on shadow work, and it was extremely uncomfortable, really facing the parts of myself that I have deemed unlovable and unworthy, and reclaiming my worthiness and standing in who God says I am. And through the nervous system regulation and the shadow work, guys, I'm telling you, it has radically changed my life. And so now I want to go grab a megaphone. I want to tell the world these two practices, I feel confident, can move the needle in your life. I'm not saying it's going to cure your health ailments, so don't hear that. But I believe it is a magic recipe of finding peace and happiness and coming in a more grounding, calm state to really design the life that we love. So I decided I'm going to create my own beginner's guide to shadow work. So if this is a new term for you, if this is a new term for you, I want you to know that I created this with you in mind. So I really speak in layman's terms and want to hold your hand through the entire process. So I'm going to leave my Stan Store link in the description if that's something that you're just interested in learning more about. But I am going to be posting more content here, and you can also follow me on TikTok. I post a few videos about my journey thus far, and I hope that it is helpful for you guys. I appreciate your time.